Spotify Spot Beginner's Guide. If you have ever tapped a green play button to hear a song, a podcast, or an audiobook on your phone, you have already met today's company. This is Spotify, the world's largest audio streaming platform, and the company that, for a lot of people your age, basically is music. Quick reminder before we dive in, this is educational, not investment advice, and today we are focused entirely on the business itself so you can understand the company first. So, what does Spot actually do? Spotify sells audio, but the way it makes money splits into two very different buckets, and that split matters. The first bucket, called Premium, is the paid subscription you probably know. Premium brought in about 15.4 billion euros in the most recent fiscal year, which is roughly 89% of total revenue. There are about 290 million premium subscribers globally, each paying a monthly fee for ad-free listening, offline downloads, and higher audio quality. The second bucket, called ad-supported, is the free tier that plays ads between songs. That side has roughly 461 million MAUs, monthly active users, basically the count of unique people who open the app at least once a month, and brought in about 1.8 billion euros, or 11% of revenue. So even though more people use the free version, the paying subscribers do the vast majority of the financial lifting. To picture the business end-to-end, think of it as a three-box pipeline. On one side you have the suppliers, the music labels like Universal, Sony, and Warner, plus independent artists, podcast creators, and audiobook publishers. They license their content to Spotify and get paid royalties, which means a per-stream fee. In the middle is Spotify itself, the app, the recommendation engine, the catalog, the social features, all of it running across 184 countries. On the other side are the customers, the 290 million premium subscribers paying monthly, the 461 million free users listening to ads, and the advertisers themselves, who buy audio spots that get inserted into the free experience. Money flows in from subscribers and advertisers, and a big chunk of it flows back out to the rights holders. That is the core business. So, who does Spot compete with, and how does it win? The two biggest competitors are Apple Music and YouTube Music. Spotify's moat. Moat just means competitive advantage. The thing that keeps rivals from catching up is rated narrow, which is a way of saying the edge is real but not unbreakable. There are two strong reasons Spotify wins, and one important reason its moat is not wider. The first edge is personalization. With more than 18 years of listening data across over 750 million users, Spotify can predict what you want to hear next better than anyone else. Features like the AI DJ, which has about 90 million users, and the prompted playlist tool use artificial intelligence to turn your taste into a custom radio station. This creates what is called a data flywheel. The more you listen, the smarter the recommendations get, which makes you listen more, which makes the recommendations even sharper. It is very hard for a new competitor to copy that without years of head start. The second edge is ubiquity and switching costs. Switching costs are exactly what they sound like, the hassle and lost value of moving to a different service. Spotify works across more than 2,000 devices, phones, smart speakers, cars, about 245 million in-car listeners, TVs, gaming consoles, and your playlists, your follow lists, your saved podcasts, even your social features like Jam and Messages all live there. Moving everything to a different app is annoying, so most people just stay. The reason the moat is narrow and not wide is the content itself. Music is largely non-exclusive. The same songs are on every service. Spotify pays roughly 66% of premium revenue back to rights holders, and the major labels keep significant bargaining power because they own catalogs that Spotify cannot afford to lose. Apple Music gets bundled with iPhones, and YouTube has a massive free tier funded by ads. So Spotify wins on experience, but it cannot squeeze prices the way a company with truly unique content could. What are the key drivers for the business over the past 5 years? Over the last 5 years, 3 forces did the heavy lifting. The first was price plus subscribers. Spotify added subscribers from about 180 million to 290 million and raised prices across more than 150 markets starting in mid-2023. Combined, that took premium revenue from about 9.7 billion euros in fiscal 2021 to 15.4 billion in fiscal 2025, well over 50% growth on that one segment alone. The second force was gross margin expansion. Gross margin just means the slice of each euro of revenue left over after paying the direct cost of delivering the service, mostly royalties. Spotify's gross margin grew from about 26% to 32% over that stretch, which is a huge move for a streaming company. They got there by pulling back on expensive exclusive podcast deals, launching the Spotify Partner Program, a marketplace model that pays podcasters based on engagement, and negotiating better licensing terms with the labels. The ad-supported business saw the biggest swing. Its gross margin jumped from 4% to 18%. The third force was operating expense discipline. Operating expenses are the costs of running the company that are not direct content costs. Think engineers, marketers, and corporate staff. Those costs fell from about 29% of revenue to roughly 19%. That came from the well-publicized 2023 layoffs and from using AI tools internally to ship code and run operations with fewer people. R&D fell from 13% to 8% of revenue, sales and marketing from 12% to 8%, and general and administrative from 4% to 3%. Those few percentage points sound small, but on a 17 billion euro top line, they add up to billions of euros flowing through to profit. To wrap up, so here is Spotify in one sentence. It is the world's largest audio streaming platform, earning most of its money from about 290 million paid subscribers across 184 countries. With a narrow but real moat built on personalization, ubiquity, and 18 years of listening data. As a learner, two things to keep an eye on are how much further Spotify can push prices without losing users to YouTube and Apple, and whether new AI features deepen engagement enough to widen that narrow moat. Again, educational only, not investment advice. Now you know what the business actually does.